What's up guys? Good Guy Syid here with another Good Guy First Looks. Today we bring you the Aegis X Kit. So I'm pretty excited to review this product. This actually was sent super early and I'm very interested to see what changes they made. The Legend was exactly what it was called. It was a Legend. It had pretty much everything that a average vapor would need. Shock resistant, water resistant. It was a great device. So I'm interested to see some of the changes that they made to this box. I'm just gonna go ahead and read off the back, see what's inside the kit and some of the specs here. And it says, legendary Aegis is now back with a 2.4-inch OLED display screen designed with durability and user experience. Aegis X is the most advanced dual battery device to date. That is a ballsy statement. Powered with the new AS 2.0 chipset that is twice more powerful. We're gonna find out just how powerful. Let's get into the specs. We have IP67 water and dust resistance, high shock resistance, upgraded AS chip, fast and accurate, so I'm guessing that hit will be much more consistent, which is always a great thing. 2.4 OLED screen for vivid display, powered from 5 watts to 200 watts. Let's see what's inside this box. It says the 1 Aegis mod, 1 Cerberus tank, pre-installed Super Mesh X1 coils, 0.2 ohm resistance with a bubble glass that holds 5.5 mils. That's a huge tank. Let's see, what else do we have in here? We have a spare glass tube that holds 4 mils, so you actually lose 1.5 mils by replacing that glass if you ever needed to. There is another coil inside this box. It's a Super Mesh X1 coil. The resistance is at 0.2 ohms. There's a USB cable, user manual, and spare parts, as well as a promotional card and warranty card. Let's take a closer look. So we got the box unwrapped, and as always, you get a little preview of what the device should look like on the front of the box. Let's go ahead and open it. So there we have the device. Let me go ahead and pull that device out. And it's actually pretty similar as like the Legend. It's very, very close in size. It might actually be a slightly smaller, therefore more comfortable to the grip, as you guys can see. And the only difference I see here is that while you're holding the device, it probably will be held in your left hand, I would say, because the screen is all here. Unless you don't really need to see the screen, then you could hold it that way. But let me give you guys a nice little look of what this looks like. We got the fire button on the front with the up wattage and down wattage. We have the USB up top with the 510 in the center. USB obviously has a little plug on it so that no water gets inside. So we have our signature look here with the nice little metal trim with the leather on the side. I'm sure they'll come with different variants and colors. And then on the other side, you just have this big screen. We did not go over the box of goodies. I love my box of goodies. Let's go ahead and pull out that foam insert. And right away, we have our Cerberus tank. Let me go ahead and pull it out. There it is. Can't wait to test that out and see how it is. Then we have on the side here, boom, our little box with accessories, manual and warranty card. We're gonna set that to the side because we wanna see what's inside the box. If I remember correctly, they have nice USB cables that they send. All right, pretty simple, nothing too crazy. Not that it needs to be, but what else is in here? Spare parts, as they said, and a spare coil. I don't see these, oh, it's in there. It's in there. Don't fret, guys. There's your spare glass. Just remember, you go from 5.5 to 4 mils when you have to replace your glass. So this will be good as a backup in the meantime while you look for the original glass. Let's put all this stuff away, take a little closer look at the tank and the device. So here we are, we have the coil that came inside the box. The Super Mesh X1 0.2 ohm resistance coil can be used from 30 to 90 watts, best used between 60 and 80 watts. So we're gonna set these two aside. I'm gonna go ahead and fill the tank and let that coil prime up a little bit. And we're gonna take a close look at the device and see what that big screen looks like. One thing I did notice about filling this tank, I like that type of design when it comes to tanks. Instead of having to deal with threads, it's actually more of like almost like a puzzle piece. They kind of go in and then they lock. I like that design. Really, really simple, easy for the user. Here it is. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Get that nice logo on the front, that bright screen, really, really nice. And we did take a second to kind of go over some of the features so that we can show you guys. I'm sure you'll have questions because they say it's the most powerful chip out there. I wanted to take a moment and kind of get a little used to some of the features to really show you guys a couple different things. I might not go over all of them, but I'll go over a couple things that you guys will be able to see where the rest of the settings are. So the first thing I noticed is right off the bat, just to change wattage, it is your up and down. Now, if you look on the top here, it does say M1. That means there are presets that you can save. Now, if I click 3 times on the fire button, that will put me into a mode select where I can, that'll put me into a mode select where I can hit this button to scroll through each setting to either reset my puff counter, change the resistance, lock the resistance, change it from wattage, temperature control, to all these different settings that are there. Now, once it brings you to this menu, you can actually scroll down. You waited a little too long there. It has a 5-second timeout. And what you do is once you set your setting, you wait 5 seconds, it'll bring you back to the main menu where you can just change wattage and vape. So let's click it 3 times. Now we're in mode select, hit the up and down together. Now I have myself in the menu, change the theme, hit the fire button, brings you back, hit the up and down wattage to change the screen look. Looks like they have 3 different settings. That one's actually pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of like a dark setting. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to that menu. And if you don't click that button 3 times, it'll actually lock the device. So you just go ahead and hold them together again until it says unlocked. I believe it's 2 clicks, and then on the second click, hold it in. Now it says unlocked. 3 clicks of the fire button once again. Now we're in mode select, up and down wattage together. Brings us to another menu. We're gonna go back to theme, select it, and change it back to this one because that was the brightest one. Now back to that menu by hitting the fire button, we're gonna go down to color. And you guys can scroll through all the different colors that they have. That's very, very cool. We're gonna leave it on the good guy green here. And yeah, so you just keep going down. You can change all these settings, or if you just wait 5 seconds, it will eventually go right back to the regular setting where you can go ahead and vape. So we're gonna go ahead and actually vape this thing finally. We went over all this, well, most of the specs and how to go through the menu settings. Might take a little getting used to as the timing is precise, 3 seconds or 5 seconds, and it will reset if you don't get to the next menu within that time. So let's go ahead and actually vape this device now. So there we have it. That's quite a bit of settings on this device. I would say this isn't really like a starter kit kind of thing. This would be for somebody who likes to mess with all those settings in their vapes. Definitely not for the person going from cigarettes into vaping. We have it set up on 45 watts right now. And right now I'm gonna change the power setting as it goes from soft to standard to powerful on the power mode, which is the wattage mode. I'm assuming that soft, standard, and powerful means soft will have a ramp up time about 10% of your hit into the regular hit. Standard will just be your direct hit. Powerful will be increased that hit by 10%. That's pretty interesting. So we're gonna start it with soft and see how that does on 45 watts. Again, this coil best used between 60 and 80, but I have it starting on 45 just to kind of not burn that coil right off the bat. That's 45 watts on soft. Let's turn that up. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cloud out this room right now. 50 watts. So soft is pretty cool because some people don't like that hit to punch you in the face. Me, I like my vape to punch me in the face. We have it on 50 watts now on standard. This thing plumes. This, I would say, is a pretty, I mean, I wouldn't know scientifically if that's an actual 50 watt hit or anything, but it feels much more consistent on the hit for sure. Let's go ahead. I have it on 55. You know what? Let's just bring it right to 60. Put it on powerful mode. And I'm either gonna get a mean dry hit or a very powerful hit. So we have it on powerful now. We're gonna wait 5 seconds, and you'll know if it's in mode changing mode, whatever you want to call it, because the M2 will actually light up when you click it 3 times. It'll light up white. So whatever color background you have, it'll change the M2 or the M1 or whatever M setting is at the top to white, and then you hit the fire button to scroll to the next is the power, and then next would be the soft, standard, or powerful setting, as well as so on the rest of the menu there. So we have it on powerful, 60 watts right now. That was a powerful hit. It wasn't disturbingly powerful to where, like, for the user, it kicked you really hard. I mean, I'm not using a high nicotine at all. It's a 3 milligram nicotine, but that was a good warm hit for this is a dessert flavor that I'm vaping, so it really pronounces like the strawberry in this flavor. This is really good. Dude, this thing chucks. This thing just chucks. All in all, I'm not sure that I've done this for any device that we've, I just noticed something. When I hit the fire button on powerful, I watched the wattage goes from 65 to 73.3 watts. Not sure that you guys can see that, but when it is on powerful, on standard, it'll keep it at 65. On soft, let's see, doesn't change the wattage, but it actually just has a slow ramp up time. So that's a pretty interesting thing. Brings it from 65 to 73.3 watts. That's a good, powerful hit, but it's powerful as in like, it's more of like a full hit. Like you get all that flavor. It's really, really good. I mean, if you guys pick up this device, one, I'd recommend picking up the device, but if you guys pick up the device, definitely mess with these settings. These are really, really great settings. They really put a lot of thought into this device here. Still very comfortable, still very portable. But like I said, I'm not sure that I've ever done this for any other device that we've reviewed before, but I would give this a 10 out of 10. This is a really, really nice device. The airflow is perfect. The tank size is perfect. It kind of matches a 5.5 mil tank to a 200 watt device. Makes sense because you'll be going through a lot of juice. Vaping it at around 65 to 75 watts because the coil's best used between 60 and 80. 10 out of 10 device here. Honestly, I don't even know what else to say about it. It's just a great device. It was really well thought out. I see little changes and things that are definitely improvements from the Legend. So even if you already own the Legend, this is still a device I think that you would still enjoy, which is very different from other companies who just put out device after device after device, and all they really change is like the look or the color or maybe some of the trim, but not the actual function of the device. This device I think is very, very good for the intermediate to advanced vapor, and I think you definitely, whatever this is priced at, it'll be greatly priced. Geekvape is generally priced very well, and it's going to be an enjoyable experience for anybody who picks it up. But in all, that is the Aegis X kit, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I think I'm just going to keep vaping it for the rest of the week. So if you guys have any questions on the coils or anything like that, feel free to comment below and let me know. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys for always watching Good Guy First Looks. Really appreciate it. By the way, we are at 3,000 subscribers. That is amazing. 3,000. I don't know what this was about when I said that, but 3,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. Thank you all for joining us on Good Guy First Looks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that little notification button so you know when the next video goes up.